So I got a request on one of my previous videos about doing Zemanlandia Zdenek Zeman 433 tactical video. So I did some research to find out how he sets up his team, and this is what I came up with. I'm gonna use Atalanta for this one because Zeman is currently not managing any team, and most of his teams that he managed like throughout his career are not top teams. So I wanted to try it out with a good team, and also Atalanta are in B form this weekend, and they have players suitable for playing this formation and this tactics, and that's the reason I chose to use them. Before we get into tactical specifics here, I just want to go through like a list of points that I made when researching, and I will leave a link to an article describing like Zeman's tactics in a season where we coach Cagliari. So here is a list of bullet points which I made, like highlighting all like the specific tactical stuff. And also I've basically translated this into like PES tactical speak, so you know, like, so it's easier to translate into like the tactical setup here. So basically it's a 4-3-3, you play with false wingers and attacking fullbacks. You want to overload on the wing to get around and create chances. You also have a high defensive line with high press to win the ball back. And when attacking, you do like a short passing, but you also rely on counters, so it's a counter-attacking short passing tactical setup. And he also plays with the offside trap combined with the defensive line, the high defensive line. Lots of combination plays, overloading on the wings, basically overloading everywhere on the pitch where possible to outnumber your opponent. That's the key point of his attacking strategy, is to outnumber your opponent, because in theory if you outnumber them you will be able to outplay them. And also you have your center backs contributing offensively, basically everyone is attacking, and he also likes to switch sides. So the way I solved this is obviously the formation you see on the screen, and you see I lined up like the players in kind of like triangles. You can play like triangles everywhere on the pitch. Worth mentioning here is both center backs are extra frontmen, because if you want to play like true Zeman tactics, you should involve them in the attacking play. And I mean, that's easier said than done, obviously, because in PES you cannot have like instructions telling them to attack. What you could do though is go on full red. I did not try that, but that's basically one thing you could do, I guess. Go on full red and one of them will play like a striker. But I think what you want to do, you want to have like a basic structure here, even though everyone is supposed to contribute in attack. You don't want all your defenders like attacking, right? Let's say you do not go on red and you want your center back to contribute in the offense. What you do is you pass the ball to the center back and then you do like a L1 pass, dynamic pass with your fullback or with the rune, for example. And then your center back will make a run forward, and then you can pass it back to him and then do like a dynamic 1-2 again with one of the players higher up the pitch. So you can play your center back through. So that's one way of solving that. The nice thing about Atalanta is obviously I have fullbacks here who are primarily wide midfielders, but because of their ability and their attributes, they can play equally well as fullbacks. You see Gusens is rated 80 at left back and Hateboer is rated 78 at right back, which is basically the same rating they have as wide midfielders, which is their primary position. And then everyone up front is supposed to attack. So even though we have like the rune in kind of like a holding midfielder role, he will be attacking, which is why I have center midfield as his role instead of like defensive midfield. The reason I have pulled him a little bit further back, or basically the reason why I have the other midfielders pulled a little bit more up, is to have this shape to be able to do combination plays, triangles. So let's jump into the instructions there, which I guess is the most interesting thing, because you go on counter attack, you want to attack in numbers when you get the ball. You do short passing and you attack wide. You want to create overloads on the wings to get around and create chances either on low crosses or high crosses. I chose to maintain formation to have some kind of structure and predictability in regards to where players will be, Because if I choose to start Ilicic, for example on the left, I want to know that the left winger is Ilicic when I play around. If I have to make like a split-second decision, I know it's Ilicic on the wing there, so I can almost decide before I get the ball if I want to cross or shoot or dribble. If you do like flexible, perhaps another player will be there, and then you start like doubting what you're supposed to do, or you try to do something with the player that is not capable of doing, and that really hurts it really hurts the flow of your offense. And on support range I went on 2 because I want players to come close and do these combination plays. Defensively we have frontline pressure, we contain in the middle, and then we pressure aggressively with a 10 defensive line and a 2 compactness. And then for the advanced instructions we go on false winger. And as you can read here, false winger also will activate attacking fullback out automatically. So you don't need to activate both separately. And then I have hug the touchline to maintain the width of the attack and to be able to switch plays effectively from side to side. And in defense I chose to go with the gegenpress because Zeman's teams are pressing really intensively to try to win the ball back, with lots of players pressing and following up and trying to force passing errors to intercept the ball and go on counters. And also if you go on support settings, you can actually activate the auto offside trap. You could activate the offside trap manually in game, but I think that's a little bit too advanced, at least for me. I'm not able to like defend and do all other stuff. In addition, be expected to activate the offside trap manually. I can't do that yet. So that's basically the setup. And I've tried this formation both in friendlies and in online divisions, and it works perfectly for creating lots of chances, play good attacking football through the wings, combination plays. You will have so much fun playing with this team. Obviously the defense is going to be really exposed. One problem with Atalanta is they don't have any offensive goalkeepers. Both Golini and Sportiello, the best goalkeepers in the squad, are defensive goalies, so they won't come out to sweep on through balls over the top or in behind. But other than that, this is a perfect formation to play with Atalanta. And I will release online division gameplay, perhaps already today. So that will wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.